Good morning. On the right-hand side, we have the Las Palomas Wildlife Refuge, the bay that leads into the Rio Grande River. And on the left-hand side, we have the back bay that leads into South Bay that leads into the ship canal. And coming up on the left is the SpaceX Production Complex. And down across the bay to the right is the launch site. And all the cars are parked on the south side, on the right side of the road. And the new parking lot next to the villa is opened and full. Okay, we just left the beach and coming up on the new landing pad back there. And there's some workers showing up here at the new launch pad site. It says Starship Super Heavy Orbital Launch Pad, Boca Chica, Texas. I haven't seen much change back there on this six-sided form that they're pouring. It's been really slow, really quiet. There is absolutely no traffic. And it's not really hot yet. Getting ready to fit out some more mobile units here. They've got a couple of doors framed in on this container. And then this sign here says Starship Landing Pad, Boca Chica, Texas. We're leaving the launch pad, and we're going to drive back down to LBJ. And I noticed that usually when you'd roll down your windows on a muggy morning like this, get rid of the wind there. The new bumps on the side of the road I'm not used to. They just put them in last week. But as I was saying, usually when you roll down your window in the past, years past, the mosquitoes would just swarm you around your mouth and nose, just like in Alaska in the muskegs or the tundra. And there's no mosquitoes. I don't know how the bird population is handling that, but they spray so regularly that the mosquito population is zilch. I mean, I haven't bought any bug dope in probably 2 months, 3 months. That's unheard of. I mean, not that I'm complaining, but it makes me wonder, you know, has the bird population decreased because the mosquito population has decreased? I mean, I was out there where they usually swarm you pretty good because there was no reason to ever spray down there because we didn't live down there. They never sprayed where we didn't live. Oh, here we are at the Noodle Cam to the right. And we're almost to the intersection where they call this the hard checkpoint. And the hard checkpoint is when they're doing tests, there's no clearance for personnel unless the test pad has been cleared through requirements for sniffers and fire and human access inhabitants. So basically, this is the hard checkpoint. And this is also where there's a lot of action going on for a food court / celebrations designation, maybe a fin park where the fins are, and you can see how much development they've done. Busy, busy. A lot of subcontractors, sorry about that. A lot of SpaceX workers. And this leads right into the village. And there's no traffic. Hang on, I'm going to swing you guys over to some interesting construction. Looks like they're building another infrastructure that's maybe electrical, maybe some lights. Looks like they're going to probably concrete it too because they're digging it down and squaring it off, and I see some rebar up to the right here. And I've got to get moving here. Now over here to the right, you'll see this long white building. That's where the crane is, and I am so sorry, I forgot the name of the crane. I just read it yesterday. But behind that crane shed, they literally built the shed around the crane, and the crane sat in front of my house for 2 hours, and we had coffee, and he told me it came from Cape Canaveral. But anyway, behind the shed is still a pool. This used to be the hotel, and there was a swimming pool back there, and Ray threw them away, but I had the little dolphins that you laid on from the pool, and I don't know why he threw those away. I was up on the ship. I came back and they were gone. And he goes, "Oh, we don't need those things." And I was like, nostalgia. They were so retro 50s. They were so funny. And the friend of ours, Mike Sheets, him and I would lay on him back on the patio and act like we were at the Riviera. Yeah, the pool might be revived. What do you think? So let's go to San Martin and see the fairings. I always like to look at the fairings. So come along for the ride. People are still parked in their driveways here, so it looks like a lot of people haven't gone to work yet. Supposedly a road closure and a static fire. Ooh, that house is coming along. I don't want to pan out too much, but you can... Doors are opened and work's going on. A lot of work here at the old Conrad's to the right. That was a second generation Boca Chica family, the Conrads. And Shirley Conrad had all the historical books and all the history of the area. She was the historian. Ray remembers her house being the first house they had a big water district meeting for. So here we are coming up to San Martin. And if you're wondering what that crackling sound is, that is literally a bag of pinto beans, and do not laugh. It works better than all those fancy gyros, and oh, I don't know why. Batteries run dead on them. They need recharged. Lots of reasons, but old school sometimes is the best school. This used to be the Johanna Lane Trail, and I used to bike on it quite regularly. Ray would mow it for me. Okay, heading out of San Martin. We're gonna head down to Esperson. Here's your ground antennas that line the other side of Esperson. This is a really bad rutted road. They used it, the contractors that first came on scene back in 2018 to 2019, they totally destroyed this road. They used it as a mud pit. They'd get off work with their big trucks and they'd come back here and terrorize this road. It used to be my bike trail, and this is where I got a lot of wildlife and nesting pictures. And on the left side here is the back side of the village. You have a north side and a south side of the village, and to the left here is the houses that line the south side of Weems in the village. And they don't have a view of the bay like the north side homes have a beautiful view of Back Bay, and can see the north side homes can see the Causeway and South Padre Island. They can see the fireworks. They can see the birds nest, the water birds, and the south side just kind of looks out at the salt trees and grasslands. And then out the front of their homes, they look at the homes on the north side. And but they got a lot of trees, and so a lot of their storms were sheltered by the trees. But I think what I've heard from when I tried to sell my property, I heard quite a bit about people that didn't want to sell because they heard that their properties were going to be bought up, and that's right here to the left. And all this grass we just passed to the left, I think is going to be in homes. It would be a shame not to, because there's a lot of infrastructure. And so right here at the corner, we have some staging going on for some campers, and they're going to be staged throughout the village. It's kind of like double duty. They park them at a home so they can work right on site and get sewer and water. I mean, they just delivered a whole bunch of these Airstreams. Some of them, this tiny one, this little one right here is a Bambi. And Ray wants one so bad. So Elon, if you're listening, you can sell us one used, and we'll reciprocate in kind. These are cute little trailers. They have such a long shelf life. I mean, they do not depreciate, and I think SpaceX made a fabulous decision, not because of the shelf life, the resale value, but they match his collars. They're so cool. We are right behind the solar farm right here, and the antenna farm, and they are doing a ton of infrastructure. It's going to be so nice, and I was kind of hoping to see that the homes that didn't sell would allow the infrastructure to be continued onto their homes before selling, so that it would be all inclusive. To go back and add a home is a shame, and lots of incentive there. You can see the trail systems behind these private homes that haven't sold yet. This is my girlfriend's house, and for safety reasons, she's letting me rent the space because of the bathroom. I have a immune-compromised disease and can't use public bathrooms at all. It's been a real heartache, and anyway, I think they're going to have a great backyard community when all is said and done. Probably solar lines, maybe a municipal sewer tie-in, but I haven't seen anything more than these small sewer tanks right here. And I think they're pumping those out. But here's something that's really cool. Because of the piping and the hard water in this area, you can literally destroy your in-home piping systems and faucets. So they're putting in these salt water systems on every one of these homes. Elon is not sparing any change. They're thinking of it all, or somebody's thinking of it all. Yeah, did a good job. These guys were working with, Ray was doing some work here on Celia's house, and these guys were working in the sun, and Ray was kind of in the shade. And it was 110 heat index when this company was putting in these softeners. And if you think the heat's the only issue here, guess again. I don't know why, but the red ant population here in the village has just exploded. They've actually displaced the carpenter ant and other ants. I have actually seen them invade the carpenter ants, and I've actually watched the carpenter ants come exploding out of their holes, enough to catch your eye and look down and go, what's going on? And you'll just see all these little red ants, these little red fire ants. It almost looks like the ground is moving. There's so many of them. It's very quiet. Not a lot going on at the launch site. The big blue Zilla is moving, and they're putting up, they like prefab the wall on the ground, and then Zilla moves them into place. And it's a different form of construction than I saw with the VAB building. So that's it from here. I'm going to have some breakfast. I just love the cedar fencing and the way they've painted the outside. Well, I hope you liked your little drive-through in the comment sections from the last video. And sorry I wasn't the first one to get on the site to do it, but there's a lot of people that troll my comments, and there's enough footage for everybody. So if you want to get your own drive-through, get on out here. This is kind of what it looks like, and make a game plan and join in on the photographers. The more the merrier.